I'm about to start. I get a pop-up ad for Riverside talking about you want to upgrade today. Oh no, we want to record.
Oh, it's
What you
that
talking
time.
about? You should have done that when we logged in.
Trying to ask you for more money.
I know, right? Riverside, we already paying you a brick. To all my people that still watch wrestling, welcome to another episode of Yes, We Still Watch Wrestling, man. I'm Steve Dent. Chili is here. Shaq is here as always, man. This is episode 32. Thank you for locking in with us, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this every week until WrestleMania gets in. We got a lot to talk about, man, but we're not gonna start with E news today. We are actually gonna start with AEW because they had a pay-per-view this past weekend. They had AEW Dynasty. From what I've read, because I didn't watch it for reasons I won't state today, it was a good pay-per-view, but I did see highlights and I saw a few things that caught my attention, a few things that was very interesting. And one particular thing that got a lot of backlash over the weekend. So we're gonna start there before we get to the thing that people are talking about that was actually pretty good. So if you didn't watch AEW Dynasty, Swerve Strickland challenged Jon Moxley for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And that match, it was almost reminiscent of how he won last year, where he was about to hit him with the swerve stomp, Samoa Joe, and he got kind of like emotional and paused for a second, and then hit him with the move to win the title. Kind of the same thing, like, hey, I'm about to do this again. John Mox with the stomp, lights go out, lights come back on. It's the Young Bucks, and the Young Bucks cost him the match, and John Moxley retains. That ending got a lot of negative feedback. I was watching Suplex video. Suplex and Malcolm Muscle stormed out while the ending was happening. They refused to watch it. They said, "Nah, we're not doing this." And then the funniest thing about it was Ricochet was like, "Oh, you a crybaby," and he responded was like, "You ball." But it's a lot of backlash. I've seen people come to his defense like, "Hey, like think about the possibilities." And then Wednesday happened, they attacked him again. Well, no, he commented about him again. But when the Young Bucks came out, it was more backlash. So, what are y'all thoughts about the ending of that World Heavyweight Championship match? Do y'all agree with one side that say, "Hey, think about the possibility, think about the fact that the Young Bucks, that when the Young Bucks wanted to take over, Swerve wanted to get in their way and challenge them in that Blood and Guts match, actually put a team together to stop them, and there's possibilities with this, or it was a bad call? What side are y'all on, man?"
Only thing that I'm gonna say, and it's the only logical reason why that happened. Darby Allin better hurry up and climb that damn mountain. That's that's the only reason why they have to be like they have to be saving that moment for Darby.
Yeah,
Like AEW saved you one of the pillars like that. That is the only explanation I have as to why Swerve did not win that match. Yes,
yeah,
Darby's one of the pillars.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
He is.
Darby's one of the 5 pillars.
He is, man. I mean, look, man. I was watching Haven's video, and shout out to Haven, man. She be cutting some dope work as far as her videos, but I was watching Haven's video and she was saying, why not use this possibility to put it on to somebody that's fresh to the title scene who's never won the title before, because Swerve has already won the title. Like you said, Darby Allin, once he climbed the mountain and come back, they probably saving that moment for him all in. You got an Adam Page, you got Cope, you got other people who haven't won the belt yet that probably should get that moment. That was her point. So I'm with you. I think they're saving it for Darby Allin. Willie, what's your thoughts, man?
All right, so I'm just looking on stuff on the internet as y'all are talking. As far as how the ending went, like it sucks as everyone does not like the Death Riders like storyline. However, like I think this is one of them instances where I'm just going, just let them cook. Like they simmering right now. I don't know what it is they're simmering, but I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. There's frustration behind the fact of like no one likes the Death Riders storyline. I get that. The fact that no one likes it proves the point why they're gonna keep doing it. Because it's getting a reaction. At the end of the day, it's getting people upset.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
You won. You won. No matter
Yeah,
which way you want to split it, they winning with
yeah,
that.
right.
It's like, oh my God, people are reacting, upset. We're storming out. Shout out to Swerve on the Static Shock entrance. Love that. I was watching that live and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
that
this
was
this
a
goes hard. You know what I
that was
mean?
a
But with the thing, I think it's just about letting it cook right now because you still have whoever the winner is, I think of the Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah,
I
they
think
get
it's
a
supposed to
title
check.
match.
They get a title match. I'm assuming that'll be at All In Texas.
I'm assuming that's gonna be Osprey.
Yeah, it's got to be like, but
Osprey
it
was
all
another
connects.
name.
Osprey, so he can get it through the Owen Hart Cup. You have
Mm,
Hangman, who's in the
mm,
cup also. He could probably
yeah,
get it. Who's the wild card entrant? Maybe Swerve. Maybe
yeah.
Miro. Oh no, not Miro.
Yeah.
I know he's out of AEW. Who's the crap? I forgot who they were saying might be the surprise entrant. But either way, you got a wild card, whoever that may be. Then you're talking about Darby Allin. He's not climbing Everest. He's actually climbing it in 5 days. On the 15th is when he's supposed to. Knock on wood, when he's supposed to. That's all pending weather and all that stuff. I don't know how long that climb is, but I know it ain't no day trek.
Yeah, ain't
He
no
gonna
day
be
trip, no
in a
day
day
trip.
trip.
It ain't a 1 day trip. So, you know what I mean? Is it possible for him to be ready for All In? Potentially. I mean, they have Double or Nothing, I think, before that even
Yeah, double or
comes about.
nothing's that's next month.
End of the month, right? Or,
Nah,
next month in May. Yeah. So you still got to have that coming up. So there's still ample time for them to get rid of this Death Rider story. You know what I mean? In other ways, I see the Death Riders are beefing with the Ops right now. I don't know how that may play into this, but it sucks that Swerve didn't win. But then again, where do you go with Swerve from here? Do you want to give people Hangman, Swerve so soon again, or just come up with a new story for him? So I'm fine with it. Do I like it? No, but like I'm waiting to see where this goes. Long form storytelling at its finest. I want to give them the benefit of.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where this goes. Osprey was another name of somebody who hasn't won the belt yet, or who maybe could benefit from that moment. You're right; it's no guarantee. Allen's gonna be ready. Bobby Lashley is there. Who knows? I know they're doing a story with MJF right now. Who knows where that's about to go? So I'm with you. Let's wait and see exactly what happens. Side note, real quick about AEW. You brought up something, and I always wonder why they never treated double or nothing like their WrestleMania, and they chose to do that for All In. Maybe because it's a month after WrestleMania, but I always felt like Double or Nothing was their most special.
That's what I thought it was as well.
Yeah, but they
But
chose.
nah, you make a good point there. I'm gonna look something up because
Yeah,
I thought it was Revolution at first was their AEW.
yeah. Double or Nothing was the start of everything. Double or Nothing, that pay-per-view, man. So I always wonder why they don't treat that as I think it's in a bigger venue this year. I don't think it's in the MGM Arena. I think it's somewhere else this year. I could be wrong. I might take a second and look that up real quick. But I've always wondered why they don't treat that as big as event, and they treat that and they go with All In as the biggest event of the year, the stadium event of the year.
I think that's when you really think about it from like I'm just thinking like, my business brain kicks in. And when you think about trying to like structure your schedules like sports do and shit,
Yeah,
like, all right, do you want to really be pause coming off the heels of WrestleMania with your flagship, or your premiere pay-per-view or PLE,
yeah, yeah,
show? Or do you want to give it time for the WrestleMania buzz to cool off,
hmm,
and then boom, July, you are the premier thing. The only other thing is SummerSlam.
yeah,
WWE's big name, it's highest tier, its premier PLE has
hmm,
already come and went.
yeah. That's
Now
true.
you guys have a little gap in between that, so you're not like on the coattails or leading into Mania.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wonder, is Money in the Bank in July? Let me see real quick. I want to say Money in the Bank is in July. I could be wrong. Can you still hear me? Okay. Let's see. All right, so WrestleMania, the next is Backlash in May. Oh, they ain't announced where Money in the Bank gonna be at yet. They got SummerSlam and they got Clash in Paris. They ain't announced Money in the Bank yet. Let me check one more website real quick. Nah, they haven't announced what Money in the Bank gonna be at. That's gonna be very interesting to see where Money in the Bank is gonna be at in comparison. I think Money in the Bank is typically in July. So it's gonna be very interesting to see that comparison, man. Other thing, man, FTR officially turned on Coke.
About damn time. I've been needing an FTR heel run, man.
Loved it. Loved it. Yeah, about
Yeah,
time.
I've been needing one of those,
They was
man.
gonna stale his
They
faces.
need a better one than the one they had with MJF. Like they need to redeem their heel run in AEW. So I need something. And give me something good.
Sometimes when your character's getting stale, it's all right to switch it up a little bit, man. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the best part about turning heel is that you don't have to make sense. Why you did it just has to be justified for you. It don't have to make sense on why you did it.
Go ahead, Will.
No, I was gonna say I'm interested to see where they fit in along with the Young Bucks coming
Yeah,
back
and then the
in the
tag
tag
picture,
team.
because it
Yeah,
looks
with
like
the Hurt
MGF
Business.
is with the Hurt Business now, so I got to see how they, how they intertwine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully their tag team start cooking because that was the primary thing of AEW, man, was tag team wrestling. Was the tag team wrestling.
While we speaking of tag AEW, what the hell injury does Keith Lee have?
I think it's
That
heart
man,
related,
we
bro.
ain't seen that man
No, I
in
think
a
it's heart
minute.
related. Like
Oh, it's
it's
heart.
some serious shit. Yeah, I
Okay,
think it's heart related.
we ain't
Like it's a
seen Keith
lot.
Lee in so long.
That's a good question. I honestly don't know, man.
See.
Like, what injury does he have?
Yeah, speaking of which, while we on the topic, man, I wanna take a moment. I probably should have started the show with this, but probably want to take a moment, man, to wish Kevin Owens a speedy recovery.
Yeah, heal up, KO, man, heal up,
And
please, dog. Yeah,
this
Hey,
especially
real
dealing
quick,
with the neck
give
and back.
Pac a quick. Actually, not his was his was I think fake, right? No, was it real? I think
who
Pac's injury was real too last night.
I ain't know Pac got injured last
I
night.
think Pac got
They
injured
say,
last night.
look, they don't know did they say what the severity of it was?
Let's see.
I saw, yeah, it was a buckle bomb, so, and it might just be a stinger because he finished the match.
Yeah, he
So it could
finished the
just be
match.
he could
Yeah, I
be
mean he just had to crawl though. Like,
he might just be that tough, or
yeah.
like it might have just been a stinger.
Okay, yeah, MRI after. Hang on, let me see later. Suffered an injury. Took a buckle bomb after which he rolled out. Believed to be ankle based, but there's no confirmation yet. Yeah, they haven't given a clear update yet. So.
Well, if he is hurt, speedy recovery, man.
Yeah, man.
They talking
I
about
Everybody
hate that
needs
for
to
him
heal
too.
up.
yeah, they talk about KO he could be out up to 2 years, man. So
I
that's
believe it.
very
Spinal
serious.
fusion, yeah, dog. That's real.
That's real, man. So, and he said it
Hopefully,
happened in the regular. As soon as he said it, I thought it was the Alabama slam through the ladder, but he said it happened on a regular match. But he said it was either with Rey Mysterio or Jimmy Uso.
It was a Ray. They
Yeah,
said it. They showed the match where he certain bumps that he took.
yeah,
That kind of connected the two. So because he ain't want to
yeah,
obviously, Ray ain't hurting nobody on purpose, but
yeah,
it's part of the business, man.
yeah, man. So speedy
heal up,
recovery.
KO, speedy recovery. Listen to
Yeah,
the
definitely.
CBV interview today too.
I didn't get a chance to listen to the whole
Yeah.
thing. I'm halfway through it, so it's a good interview so far, man. So speedy
Well,
recovery
CBV
to
don't
him,
do
man.
bad interviews, man. He's a very
Yeah,
good. He's a very
you're very good, man. He
He's the
knows how.
Nardwar of wrestling
Yeah, yeah.
journalist, in my
Yeah,
opinion, bro.
he knows how to have just a conversation, man.
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
That's all it is. A
That's
conversation.
what it should be, just a conversation, man. So it's pretty dope.
Just a conversation.
Speaking of man, all right. So speaking of heel turns, that don't have to make sense. We gonna get to WWE real quick, and WWE fans, y'all are starting to piss me off, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Starting.
Yeah, y'all starting to piss me off.
Starting.
I thought it was just a European crowd that had a problem with Bianca Belair. And then we get to Minneapolis, Minnesota, which I have a problem with that crowd anyway. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But during the promo for Io, Bianca, and Rhea, so Rhea is clearly like she's the favorite. Io's the underdog. So which I find funny because in the other triple threat, there's no clear person that they're booing. They're cheering everybody just in different moments, right? So you would think the same thing would happen with the women because you in the triple threat with the men, you actually have a tweener and Roman Reigns who kind of showed like what he like he's not a baby. Willie, you made this call. I almost called him a baby face 2 weeks ago. You're like, nah, he a tweener. And he kind of showed like he's still a heel on one side, you know what I mean? And we'll get to that segment later. But on the other side, even when you have somebody with heelish tendencies, they're not getting booed. But you have three clear baby faces in the other triple threat, and they have made a decision to boo Bianca Belair. And the crazy thing about it is that she is the one that actually makes sense. So if we were to reverse this whole situation, right? Let's say Bianca was the champ. Bianca lost to Io. And then Bianca, you know what I'm saying, kind of blamed Rhea for being out ringside or whatever, even though Rhea never touched her, never laid a finger on her, clapped for her as well as clapping for Io. Really didn't cause any drama. Rhea just chose to make a drama out of the situation, right? Let's flip that and say it was Rhea, you know what I'm saying, that was ringside. It was Rhea that did that, and Bianca had an issue with her. They would boo Bianca like even louder because it's Rhea. You know what I'm saying? Let's say Rhea winds her way, loses the match. It's her fault as far as why they get disqualified, loses the match, and then comes out next week, whines again, and Ashley gets put in the match. They would boo Bianca so loud if that was her, yo. If she was Rhea in this situation. That's why I'm upset, because Bianca actually has a point. Bianca won Elimination Chamber. They say, win Elimination Chamber, I get my match. I do what I gotta do. I'm just out there ringside just watching like any other person does to see who my opponent is going to be at WrestleMania. I still don't have an opponent. And now instead of going against one person, now I got to go against two because the other one's salty that they lost and they can't beat Io. Yo, that's why I'm upset. But a good thing could come out of this. And we didn't do this podcast, but I used to say this to y'all all the time when Roman Reigns was a big dog. I tell y'all that I hope he turns here. I really do. So he can actually give y'all something to boo about. Like I do vicious, hellacious things that actually give the fans something to boo about, since I want to boo this man so bad. Right. And now I'm at the point with that with Bianca. I hope she turns heel in the most vicious way to actually give y'all something to boo about, since y'all want to boo her, man. I'm off my soapbox. What y'all think about Beyonce getting booed?
Man, everybody got to pick a side. They just chose theirs, man.
Hey,
They ain't
man,
picking no
what you want us
side
to
in the
do?
upper triple threat.
I feel bad that we are potentially on the cusp of Super Rhea if she wins. We are definitely on the cusp of Super Rhea if she wins, with the way the crowds have been responding with
She can
this.
do no wrong. Rhea can do no wrong.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, like, logically, you would expect them to boo, but she is so over. Like, it's just insane. You can't deny it. Like, and it works perfectly because, and my bad for interrupting you, Shaq.
Now you good, bro. You good.
It
Mhm.
works perfectly because, like, who is the older toy in the toy chest when it comes to the women's locker room right now between Rhea and Bianca? Bianca was already crowned the champ, face of WWE for quite a while before Rhea has usurped that. We've said it. People are waiting for a Bianca heel turn. We are tired of face Bianca. Doesn't
Mhm.
mean we don't not like her. Like, we still love Bianca as she is, but we're at that point where it's stale, and I hate to say that.
Nah, I can
She
agree.
dope as fuck.
Yeah,
Love her, but her as a face right now, it's all right. We get it. Twirl your hair. You know what I mean? We get it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. I love it, but we want to see more. Like, we didn't see Rhea as a face, as a heel, then as a face again. I think it's time for Bianca, and partly why it works so well is that the crowd is letting us know what they want right now,
Huh?
mm,
clearly.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and it may be the storytelling going on with Bianca wearing all black. You know what I mean? Like the little
yeah,
subtle things that you usually do before you make the full move. And if that is what's going on, I'm curious to see when it fully happens. Maybe
yeah,
at WrestleMania in the triple threat, or maybe right after that.
yeah, yeah. What was you gonna say, Shaq?
No, Willie kind of spot on. Like, sometimes the fans choose a side, man. It's sort of like they got sick of Roman when they were tired of Roman shtick. They got sick of Cena. They got sick of Triple H. Slowly but surely, they're gonna start to get sick of Cody. It happens, dog. And now, are they gonna listen to the fans, or are they gonna keep on keeping on? What they gonna do?
Yeah. So I do want a Bianca heel turn. You're never gonna get me to boo Bianca though. I don't care how still she is. Like you never gonna get me to boo Bianca. It's just not gonna happen. But I do want a Bianca heel turn. I hope it happens. I will say I think Rhea's situation was a little bit more drastic than where Bianca is right now. Because when we was looking at Rhea, we was like, yo, something is missing. Like she need like a complete character overhaul. You know what I'm saying? She got it with the Judgment Day. You know what I mean? The Judgment Day kind of like I ain't gonna say saved her career, but it gave her career a major boost because she doesn't become mommy without her heel turn with the Judgment Day. So I think we're at that point now with Bianca. I would honestly hate for, and it's funny because I was watching Before the Bell podcast, and they were saying that the whole Rhea situation pissing them off because it's giving white privilege. But I was crying laughing.
Money talks. You know, her merch
Yeah.
price selling like damn hotcakes. She probably the
Yeah.
number one selling women's wrestler. I would bank on it probably right now. I'm trying to think who else
You think
Yeah.
probably
Rhea?
selling merch like her.
And for the
You think Rhea?
record, I'm a fan of Rhea. Like I don't want to come off as a Rhea hater. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm a fan of Rhea. I love what Rhea's doing. She works hard. She's one of the best in ring performers in WWE, male or female. So it's not Rhea hate. I'm looking at it like, look, on one triple threat, y'all ain't booing nobody, but on this triple threat, but with that being said, even with the other three, in all fairness to the other three, like you said with Roman, Vince got tired. The only thing I would counter Shaq is that I don't think they're gonna get tired of Cody no time soon because I think we've already seen it. Granted, it was in another promotion in AEW, but we've already seen the crowd kind of turn on Cody. And I think because he's like the golden child of WWE. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think in WWE, I don't think he really can do no wrong unless he forces a heel turn. We're gonna see years later if I'm right. But every time somebody say, yo, they want a Cody Hill turn, I turn into SmackDown. And as soon as that music goes off, they going crazy. You know what I mean? So we got to wait and see what happens with that, man. But I do think early prediction, I think that triple threat with the women going to steal the show. I think it might end up being the best match of the weekend. I think Io in the ring is not talked about enough, as good as she
Great.
is. Rhea and Bianca are at their best right now. And I think they low-key want to prove a point. I mean, it's kind of like how Charlotte and Rhea in WrestleMania 39, they was pissed about not being in that main event. Like they were hot, like legit. Like you know that those tweets won't like what's the word I'm looking for? It won't part of no storyline or anything like that. Like they were legit mad that they weren't in that main event. So kind of like y'all remember how when Shawn Michaels was doing an interview, he was like him and Taker didn't know where they were on the card for WrestleMania 25 until like 2 hours before. And then somebody told them they was fifth. And they was like, okay, cool. And then they turned around looking like, hold up, fifth? Like, oh, all right, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show y'all to put us on fifth. And then Rhea and Charlotte did the same thing in WrestleMania 39. Like, oh, y'all want to put us in the main event? All right, follow this. Even though the Usos and Kevin Owens said we did, but they was like, all right, follow this. I think the same thing gonna happen, man. So we gonna see, man. We gonna see what happens with that. Tiffany and Charlotte. First of all, shout out to my boy Ludwig, man. He trolled the crowd something vicious on Monday night. With that being said, man, y'all think that situation got messy? I don't, but I'm gonna see what y'all say real quick.
Once you start going personal and it's not approved,
Yeah, once you off script, you
yeah,
messing now.
once you go off script, it's up now. Now, oh, that's what we doing? Cool, like cool. And then and it made it better. Tiffany got the last word because she said it, slid out the ring, and now shot. Not too late, dog. I'm gone. I'm all right. Yeah. So once one person go off script, gloves is off now. I can say whatever I want to say now. So
Once
I
Charlotte
just
opened the door,
yeah.
you know, uh, to what ended up being said, I mean, what else can you do after that? Like, it is what it is. You put yourself in that predicament. Once you started going crazy in the first interview, where you put Tiffany under the fucking, arena, you know what I mean, in that, not the face-to-face, but the little
The
side-by-side
side
one
by
they
side
did.
joint, yeah.
Yeah, it was not necessarily all bets were off. You try and stick to what they give you, but once someone else goes off, all right, cool. Uh, all right,
You
we here
just not gonna try
now.
to embarrass. You just not gonna try to
Yeah,
embarrass me out here. Like let's
yeah,
roll with it then. Let's
yeah,
go.
exactly.
Charlotte is doing right now what John Cena did to Roman when Roman was the big dog, right? John Cena ain't go out there with no sympathy for Roman
Mhm,
Reigns. He like, hey, they painting you as the next one. Like you supposed to be next up. Like
mhm.
let's see what it is. I'm gonna put you through the fire real quick. I don't think Charlotte had any malicious intent with this.
I do.
I
Yeah, I do.
personally don't. I think she's just like, all right, they say you supposed to be the next me. Let's get it. And then, but for anybody who says it's messy, my thing is, what else do you want Tiffany to do? Like you just said, she got embarrassed last week. And then what's been the talk for months now? That Tiffany don't even look ready. Like it's gone from this being like a hyped up match to okay, we anticipating this. To be truthful, the only thing that hurt this match in the beginning was the fact that we didn't like how Charlotte got there. Like they got this big presentation for her at the Rumble, and then it's clear like she's gonna win the Rumble. We didn't like how Charlotte got there, but we never had a problem with Tiffany. And because of everything that's been going on, now people question if Tiffany is even ready for the moment. Do she even deserve to win? We was just talking about that last week, 2 weeks ago, when me and Willie was recording, and I played the video from the Busted Open podcast, and it was like, hey, if Tiffany wins, it's gonna be the more sports thing. She's hearing all of this. Like she's been doing interviews, she's hearing all of this. Charlotte keeps embarrassing her week after week after week. I gotta give y'all something to tune into. I gotta make this a situation where y'all gonna be excited for this match. And then two, I gotta stand up for myself, man. You're not gonna embarrass me out here publicly week after week after week. That's not happening. So you want to go, let's go. You know what I mean? So I was with it, man. To me it wasn't messy. It was her holding her own, and guess what? It worked because now people are excited for this match. People want to see what's about to happen next. I don't know if they're gonna have a face to face anytime soon, but people are excited for this match, man. And she even said it. Shout out to Viz, man. He did the interview, and I watched it. And she was talking about how she don't think Charlotte expected her to hold her own like that and stand up for herself, but she had to. So I don't know what else people wanted Tiffany to do, man. She had to get personal. We've seen it happen over and over again. John Cena got personal with The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just gave the example of John Cena getting personal with Roman Reigns. We've seen it happen before, man. So,
You know, I think from what we've observed historically, and I think wrestlers will probably attest to this to an extent, like it's like you got to fight for yours at the end of the day.
I
right.
agree.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you want to, like, it's a very alpha, you know what I mean, dog eat dog kind of business. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
hey man, you got to fight for yours if you want to survive and be standing amongst the greats.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to be able to fight for yourself. I wouldn't be surprised if this is that like moment for Tiffany
Yeah.
where she really like ascends as far as what happens after this and how she talks on the mic, her character work. In
Yeah.
general, she's already a great wrestler. And then you got to remember, the girl ain't even been doing it, I think, 5 years, if that.
Day 4. And I
You
think
know what I
she's
mean?
and I think she's under 25. I could be wrong, but
Yeah, like it's. I mean, like, what do you want?
what do you want, man?
Bro, like she's doing everything. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, would you be upset at LeBron in his first 5 years? He makes the finals.
You're
You know what I
right.
mean? Two, like 3 out of the 5. Although
Mhm.
he lost. Like you, like
He,
yo, what more you want from a kid at this
yeah, what
age?
more you want
Yeah.
from me,
What more
right?
you want? And then and to her credit, like this is not her first time, you know what I'm saying, to dance with somebody like Charlotte. People forget when she was NXT champ, she had 3 great matches against Becky Lynch, like great matches, man. So and she held her own in promos and everything. And I think another factor that we not talking about, the way that Chicago, I think they was in Chicago. Yeah, they was in Chicago.
Yeah.
The way that Chicago booed Charlotte, man, she had to win that promo. And you know what I'm saying? She had to do it in an epic way, man. So I still think though that she can't have a dud at Mania.
No, she
They
can't.
they can't they can't
She
have a
cannot.
dud, man. They cannot have a dud, man. Jay was able to get away with it last year because he's so over with the crowd. But Tiffany cannot have a dud. You know what I'm saying? She gotta go out there. And she said her goal is to put on the greatest women's match ever at WrestleMania. So you know, so I hope she does it, man. I hope she does it. What was you about to say?
And I think she'll still be okay if she hits a dud. Like it ain't gonna be the end of. It's not gonna bury her if she has a rough match with Charlotte.
It ain't gonna okay, so I don't think it would it depends. It
Mhm.
depends. If she wins and has a dud, then I think she can bounce back fairly quickly. If she loses and has a dud, that's gonna be tricky because do you automatically give her another opportunity? To you kick her to the back of the line? What do we do with her if she loses
Mhm.
and has a dud? I think that's gonna be a tricky situation. What was you about to say, Shaq?
No, I was about to piggyback what Willie said, but Willie covered it. Yeah, good.
If
Okay,
she
cool.
does lose, I wouldn't mind seeing her with a mid card title. Don't waste that up, son.
Yeah, yeah. And
Respectfully, get that title off Lyra. I'm sorry.
I will. to
Respectfully, fan of
excuse me.
yours, but
Nah.
To Lyra's credit, I will say this, and I'm with you, but to Lyra's credit though, her and Bailey put on a hell of a
I
match
was saying,
today.
yeah, they put on a fire match. Don't get me wrong.
They
Her
did.
as a wrestler, love her.
They
Yeah.
did.
I'm just
Yeah.
not sold on her as a character right now, man. That's what.
If they're gonna put the title, I'm with you. I'm not sold on her as a character either. But if they're gonna put the title on her, have her defend it every week like you did with Braun Breaker and
Yeah.
LA Knight during the European tour. Like at least let us see her, because I think she could put on these type of matches week to week. You know what I mean? So at least let us see that, you know what I'm saying, if we can't get over the character. But when she's only wrestling once a month and we already don't like her character, that's hurting her even more. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna keep the title on her, at least have that. Cause right now it don't even look like she's gonna have a match at Mania. You know what I mean? And speaking of that,
The Street Profits are not going to have a match at Mania, apparently.
you right, cause that's exactly where we going. That's exactly where we going. 'Cause I need help understanding this. So it looks like you read the same report I read this morning. I hope
I
it's
think it's a
false.
seniority thing. I think it's a seniority thing at the end of the day. That's what I think it is.
So to give y'all insight on what we're talking about, so there was a report, and you know we're gonna see if it's true or not. You know, whenever these things are reported, we don't know for sure. It's just a rumor at the time, but the rumor is right now that the War Raiders versus the New Day will be at WrestleMania 41. However, the Street Profits will be defending, as rumored, that they will be defending that weekend, just not at WrestleMania. That they will be defending their titles on the SmackDown before the night before WrestleMania. So
That's trash.
Willie, you hinted to it being a seniority thing. Before me and Shaq comment, go ahead and expand on what you mean by that.
Again, I mean, like, it's the New Day, man. Like, it's not like this isn't about who's gonna have the better match. It's just about name recognition, and that's how I kind of view it. That's what this might be, and
Yeah,
it makes sense if you're gonna pit, like, not. It makes sense to have a title match on the SmackDown and the Raw before Mania,
yeah,
because not everyone can be on the show. Unfortunately, not every match is gonna be a title match at Mania. It just doesn't
right,
work like.
right,
So,
right.
like, it's fine. It's going to be a mid card title, obviously, a singles title, and you only
Mhm.
got 2 tag titles.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So, like, unless you got a fire storyline,
Which they don't have right now.
you know what I mean, going on, I can understand why your match would be on Mania. But if
yeah,
all you got is just, we've been disrespected, I'm coming for mine, versus we didn't turn heel because we didn't realize everyone's against us except us, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
what works more?
I
Then
follow.
if you know what I'm saying, you just got to go around to break it down. Like, who's the bigger name? And I say that respectfully. I fuck with Street Profits,
Yeah,
the Hall of Fame, former greatest tag team of all time.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Ranked number one. The New Day, like, it's just like seniority. That's the only thing I could think of.
Nah, I get it. I get it. I get it. That's a good
Sense.
point. That's a good point. Shaq, would you go ahead?
Like in a way, it don't make sense, but as Willie put it, like everybody can't be on the show. Like everybody can't go. Somebody's gonna get left out. It
Mm.
just looks like that the New Day got the short end of the stick this time. This year's not your year. Maybe we got next year. Maybe next year.
I think all right. So the only thing I would say,
I'm sorry. It's
go
crazy,
ahead.
even so, that they ain't gonna be on it, and you just signed another tag team where they Machine Guns had them on a pay-per-view. I forgot what pay-per-view that was, where
Royal
they
Rumble.
painted them Royal Rumble. They won it there, and then they lost it at what pay-per-view they lose it at?
I don't think it was a pay per view. I think they lost it on the regular SmackDown episode.
Okay, yeah.
Because
So
the
it's
next pay
like,
per view at the Royal Rumble was Elimination Chamber, and they ain't wrestled there.
yeah. So it's like, man, like, you have a team that is very well known. They can't even get on Mania. They lost their number one contenders match to
Mm-hmm.
DIY.
Mm-hmm.
So they not even gonna be on me. It's like it's I don't know. I ain't a booker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you gonna sign me, bro, I gotta be on Mania, man.
Yeah. So I think my issue with it at first was the fact that we always talking about people earning moments, right? And it's not to say that the New Day hasn't earned it, because I think they've done everything they can in regards to like their heel turn, them being a dope tag team. I think they're very interesting right now. I actually think they deserve to be at WrestleMania. The problem I have is as much as I love them, the War Raiders don't. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue. It's not the New Day, it's the War Raiders. Like if we looking at both shows tag team situation, SmackDown and Raw, SmackDown clearly has the better tag team situation, clearly has been putting on the better matches. You go from pretty, like even when you talk Pretty Deadly, we could talk Mother City Machine Guns, we could talk DIY, we could talk Street Profits, we could talk Legado del Fantasma with the tag team that they got. So you can even throw in, as much as I want them to break up, as of late, A-Town Down Under has been on some great matches. So they got the better situation, and I think that tag team division has earned that spot. But I don't think you in that situation, because so many tag teams, that might have had been like a fatal four-way situation. But even still, like I feel like they earned that spot. The only reason why I'm okay with it is because there's one fact that I had to remember, and that the New Day has never won a tag
That's what I
team
was
match
about
at
to say.
Mania.
I was about to
Yeah,
say that myself. Bring it back to
yeah,
that. Like, nah,
yeah.
they need their moment.
Once
You
I
know what
thought,
I mean?
once I thought about that, I don't care who it is. You can have the bushwhackers out there now. Like as long as the New Day wins, I'm cool. I'm cool. So I had to, but
You're
say
right.
about
You're
that.
100% right.
I
You're
don't care who
100%
out
right.
there, dog. Like I want them to have their moment now. So,
Yeah.
but at first I was hot. 'Cause I'm like, that don't make no sense. Like the SmackDown part earned it, but I remember, which is crazy when you think about it. Arguably the greatest tag team in WWE history has never won a tag team match at Mania. If they're gonna do it, let them take the belts off the War Raiders. Now, if the War Raiders win, everything I just said goes out the window. I'm gonna be fire hot. I'm gonna be fire hot, dog.
What they doing then?
I'm gonna be fire hot, but as long as the New Day wins, I'm good. Cause they are long overdue for that. Like I think people forget that, and they're long overdue for that. So that's what's up, man. Speaking of crowds almost ruining stuff, man, we got two more things we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna get into. So Jay Uso cut a promo, and this is very important to talk about because one of the things we've always talked about, Jay Uso's over with the crowd, but there's two things that people always knock him for. Number one, they feel like he do the same moves every time. I actually come to his defense with that, 'cause I think he got more of a bag as a heel. I think he does need to work on his bag as a face. Pause. That sounded crazy, but as a heel, uh, he got moves. Um, that sounded crazy. I had to pause there. But the other thing is cutting promos, right? Promos is most of being built around Yeet and stuff like that. Even the promo he cut the day after Mania, people was locked in because he was emotional, but ain't nobody really give him credit for the promo. Monday night changed the game. Now, I saw a video from Santi Zap. Shout out to him. I watch a lot of his stuff, and he was talking about how the crowd almost ruined that moment because when he was trying to be serious, the crowd kept yeeting after everything. It's like the wet chant. The wet chant is a
Like
dumb. Is
time
a
to
dumb.
chill. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to chill. But I thought he cut a very, very good promo Monday night. It was believable. Shaq, I know you have an issue with it, but it's because of what's in your blood. You know what I'm saying? But I thought it was dope. Yeah, I thought it was dope. I know where you're going with this, Shaq, but I thought it was dope simply because I'm showing restraint right now because I know what the bigger picture is. Nothing matters unless I take this title from you. I could get revenge for my brother tonight. I could, right? But is it really revenge if I lose to you at Mania? You know what I'm
If
saying? Like,
I kill you, they have to vacate the title and I win it anyway.
They'll give it to you. They
Oh,
don't give it to you,
oh,
dog. Why
all
you
right,
don't give it to the nigga
all
that
right,
murdered them?
all right, no.
What kind of precedent is that? Now someone gonna
Was
murder
the
you.
was the pro
Someone
was
gonna
the
murder
promo
you.
good? Was the promo good? Yes, it was a good promo. I just don't say it doesn't make sense. Somebody put hands on one of y'all like that, and I see the motherfucker that did it in front of me. Hey, dog, in 2 weeks, I'm gonna kick your ass. You hear me? I'm so mad right now. It's not gonna happen. But in 2 weeks, when I see you again, son, get the fuck out of here. Oh, what are we talking about? Like, we're not gonna be face to face, though. Nah, man, nah.
Mhm.
I think
I hate
Jay.
those kind. I really hate those kind of pro. Have Jay stay in the audience and have Gunther in the ring, teleprompter, big screen, ring. Dog, you can't.
That
You
would have been dope.
you
That would have
can't.
been
You can't do something in real life. You can't do something like that, and then I'm face to face, and we just gonna talk.
there.
I think
There
for
will
the
be
sake
no
of the
word
story,
said.
for the sake of the story, it makes sense. Just for the fact, like, ain't no yeeting right now. Like, it's just focus right now. Like, I can't fuck up the bag right now. Like, I
Yeah,
want my revenge. But again, the best revenge is gonna be taking that title from you
taking
at the
that title.
biggest event, you know what I mean, in our profession.
I
Yeah,
Like,
hope
you
I
make
never get jumped in front.
logically,
I hope I never
like,
get my ass beat in
no,
front
no,
of
no, like,
y'all.
logically, you 1000% right. In the
I
real world, you're
hope I never get my
1000%
ass beat in
right.
front of y'all.
It's on
nah,
site if we see the ops, like,
yeah, it's on
but
site.
it
Yeah,
like with this and like, hey, you can potentially ruin your chance at getting this title if you harm this dude to the point he can't compete.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm gonna just pit pause on you then. Well,
Cause
when I
here's how I'm gonna make it make sense, Shaq. Think about what his mom said. His mom in the promo, his mom was like, "Why you ain't defend Joshua?" Mom's
Why
like,
you ain't defend Joshua? When kayfabe on him, man.
mom's like, "Look, you ain't defend him then. Don't go out the week after and try to get your revenge now. Nah,
Mom, I
bring
was
that belt home.
handcuffed.
Bring that
right.
Mom,
belt home."
I was handcuffed to the ring.
Mom ain't trying to hear that. Mom said, "Why you ain't
Mm-mm,
defend Joshua?
You want to
Why you
defend
ain't?"
like Saul? You want me to cut my hand off?
She
What
saw
did you
she
want me
saw
to do?
she saw him being handcuffed. You gonna let him handcuff you, huh? Nah,
mhm.
like, nah, bring that title home now.
I'm not saying it was a good promo. I'm saying the style. I just don't like that style of we got it's up, but we just gonna talk.
Mhm.
I just appreciate it. I told y'all last week, I don't want to see no more yeeting until we get to Mania. We can yeet all we
He
want
said that.
at
Yeah, he
Mania.
said he's over to Mania.
Yeet over to Mania, dog. Like we can't yeet until Mania, man.
Or if he still comes out through the crowd
He
like he
gotta
did
No,
come
no,
out through
last,
the crowd at
he's
Mania.
definitely doing that.
just
He
dead
Yeah,
gotta.
serious, fucking
he's
focused as hell.
Well, well,
They're not ruining that shot.
well.
He's definitely coming to the
Nah,
crowd.
well, I will say this. It depends on if he got somebody coming out with him. Like last year, Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Wayne came out through the regular entrance with him. So it just depends. He might have, it depends on what type of interest they have. Like if they have like a big interest set up for him where he got to come through the main entrance and somebody performing with him, then I could see that. You know what I mean? So it depends on what type of interest they give him. We're going to see. I think it's Vegas, man. So I think they cooking up some special interests, man. Matter of fact, who y'all think gonna have the best interest at Mania? We gonna
The
I mean
Undertaker, nigga.
the goat, the Billy Goat, the real Billy Goat,
The Billy Goats in AEW
the
right
Billy
now.
Goat,
When
the
Billy don't wrestle in AEW.
the Billy Goat is in some ranch in Texas right now.
Well, Shawn Michaels does live in Texas, so yeah, we all right. Yeah.
Nah, he in Orlando.
Shawn Michaels
He
lives
in,
in Texas.
he in Orlando. He moved
Shawn
to
Michaels does live
Orlando.
in Texas.
He moved to Orlando. That's just a house he vacationing now. The goat is the Undertaker. We gonna have that debate soon. We gotta have that debate soon.
We've had this debate enough, man.
Nah, we ain't went into full segment mode. Like we gotta have this debate cause we gotta prove our point, man. That Taker is really the goat, man. He is, man. It is what it is, man. All right, so two things we're gonna talk about real quick. Number one, so the other rumor was that it's something we talked about on the side. We didn't talk about on the podcast. We talked about on the side. But I had text y'all, and I was like, "Yo, it'll be dope if because you can't leave Randy Orton off of this card, man. Once again, prayers for Kevin Owens, man. Speedy recovery to you,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, snap. Get back soon, man.
But you can't leave Randy Orton off this card. So we can have somebody he can come out, demand a match, and it be somebody that debuts, right? And if that happens, y'all, don't try to bury somebody because they lost. Like if Randy Orton beats Aleister Black, cool. We just wanted a good match. We wanted Randy on the card, won a great match.
I don't think you do that though. Like I don't think you waste a debut
Yeah, you do
for a
not do
loss.
that.
Like yeah,
Absolutely
I don't
not.
think you could do that. That'll kill somebody before something even starts.
It can't be a situation like y'all remember when what I forgot was why it happened, but when they had that random Finn Balor and AJ Styles match, I forgot why that happened. It was on a pay-per-view. Somebody got hurt or
That
somebody.
wasn't a debut though.
No, I mean it wasn't a debut, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying like nobody took the result serious. We knew that it was like kind of like a fits in match where they
yeah,
threw
but
that together
a
last minute.
debut was something different though. Like this is like I'm
You're
debuting,
showcasing that
you're
person.
showcasing. I have to come in strong.
So
Like I have to prove who I am.
so
I don't think you do that. You throw him to Randy and then Randy beat it, and then
so who
they
so who we I
get
mean
Paul.
so
Oh,
you're
God.
gonna
Yeah, Paul,
have
Paul. No, wait.
we gotta have we got Randy versus Mello. I mean, no disrespect to Mello. I love Mello,
I was
but
just thinking about that too. Yeah, Randy versus Mello. I'd be
Gotta be
fine with
better
that.
than the debuting person losing, taking the job.
it just depends
Or
on who
give
it
me
is.
someone who's returning.
I think
A,
I
a
Give me
return is better
Sammy.
than the
Give me
debut.
Sammy coming
I mean,
back.
I'm sorry. That's what I
You,
meant. So
you
like,
know what I said in the group.
Alistair Black would be returning. Like he not.
No, not that kind of
No,
returning.
not the,
Like
no,
from
returning from
injury or
injury, returning
something.
from being off.
Yeah.
Alistair
Hmm.
Black went to a whole nother company, had a whole nother name.
I mean, he could come back as Alistair Black. I don't think Alistair Black losing damages him. I ain't gonna lie, because it's Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a great if they put on a banger like a classic match, right? And Randy Orton wins, that doesn't bury Alistair Black. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna remember that Kevin Owens got hurt. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it to Mania. They subbed Alistair Black in early and he lost. Or I'm gonna throw out another name for y'all real quick. I'm gonna throw out another name that I was thinking about. Somebody that's been cleared to wrestle, somebody that we haven't seen in a long time, and somebody who I think is one of the most underrated wrestlers on the roster, but hasn't got his fair shot to shine. Uncle Howdy. What if it's Randy Orton versus Uncle Howdy? Like I think that would be dope. I think the crowd would go ballistic. You know what I mean? But once again, I've
And you want Randy to win that?
no,
Nah, hell no.
I'm about
Uncle
to say,
Howdy wins that.
So
no,
Uncle
like,
Howdy gets his lick back for Bray.
nah,
Come up.
that's my whole point. Like in a match like this, because of how it's being thrown together last minute, I don't care. I honestly don't care who wins. Like if Uncle Howdy wins, cool. If Randy Orton wins, cool. I just want a great match. You know what I'm saying? If they put on a classic match, I'm cool.
but what if Uncle Howdy comes back and the White Six jump?
Cool. You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be dope. I
Someone
think
said, someone recommended Nick Aldis. That's read that. Nick
That could work.
Aldis.
can
Because
he even
they said Randy attacked him
Yeah,
before
that could get one
previously.
of the. He gave him an RKO. Yeah.
yeah. I think this is a situation, man, where it's so last minute. Like I'm not gonna be upset at who wins or who loses. As long as it's in a great fashion, they give us a great match, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with either
People
result.
don't know, nigga. All this is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that and then Shaq, before we kick it to you, I just got one question real quick. We on the road to Mania, right? Mania is in next week. Give the people one match from WrestleMania that probably is not on their watch list that they should watch before we get to WrestleMania. Like it's not on the typical watch list. My typical matches are that I watch before Mania every year. Undertaker,
The watch so far. Okay, the watch. All right.
yeah, like Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels both times. Undertaker versus
Yeah,
Triple H.
we never got to the Shawn Gauntlet. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. I
Shawn
watched
versus Flair.
I watched Undertaker versus Batista, WrestleMania
I watched
23,
I watched Edge versus The Undertaker like 2 nights ago.
WrestleMania 24. Watch Bianca. I just watched Bianca and Sasha the other night. Excuse me. Bianca and Becky from WrestleMania 39.
Owen versus Brett.
Versus Brett. So like all right, so I'm stay away from like the typical matches that we know we're gonna watch. What's a match that is not on a fan's watch list that they should watch from WrestleMania?
Eddie Guerrero tribute match, Rey Mysterio versus Shawn Michaels, even though it's not a WrestleMania match. I'm just saying a match to watch.
All right, now give me a
If
match
you
for
saw
Mania.
for Mania now.
Yeah, it got to be for Mania. Almost like an underrated match that people should watch.
I gotta go on my Rolodex here, right?
Yeah, I could throw out a few real quick. It ain't got to be just one. We could throw out a few. I'm gonna say the hardcore triple threat match from WrestleMania 17, Raven versus Kane versus Big Show. That's actually was a pretty fun match. Not a 5-star match, but it was a pretty fun match.
Was the Randy versus Seth match at Mania where you hit him with the
WrestleMania,
crazy
RKO's
RKO?
31. Yeah.
WrestleMania
Okay,
31.
I'll say that then.
I'm gonna give you
The hardcore match with Edge and Mick Foley.
WrestleMania 22. That was good. I think that's on everybody typical watch list though. That's a classic. That's a classic. That's a classic, bro. That's a classic. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you another Randy match, a match I just watched the other night. Randy Orton versus CM Punk from WrestleMania 20. So that was a great match. That was a great match. I'm gonna give you another one. His will be number one on my list, and it's a WrestleMania that we was at, and I told y'all that this man could have a match against anybody, and it's gonna be great. Shaq was pissed because he felt his guy deserved better. AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. That was a great match. And if you listen to the CVV interview with AJ Styles, he said that's the match he's most proud of in his entire WWE career. Was that match because nobody thought he could put on a good match with Shane McMahon. It actually came out to be a great match. WrestleMania 33, AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon. I'll throw that one out there.
Kurt versus Benoit was that 17.
Shoot, I throw out the
Is the
one.
triple threat work?
No, that was just Kurt
No, I'm
versus.
saying is the Benoit.
That's a
Well,
good one
Triple
too.
people watch that though.
Okay, yes, I'm saying I don't know if I could name that one.
You talking about, no, I'm talking about, no, I know what well, I thought you was talking about the triple threat where Jericho had 2 titles and lost both of them. Where he was a European champ
I
and in the continent out. Yeah, that's a fire match too. It was Jericho versus Benoit versus Kurt. No, Kurt Angle had the championship and he lost. I think Benoit won it. Yeah, he lost both belts.
The backyard brawl at WrestleMania 12. Let's get it.
Who was in that match again?
That's Goldust and Roddy.
Oh Lord.
All right, I'll give you one more. Highly underrated, but worth a watch if you got some time. Undertaker versus AJ Styles. That little Cena versus Bray Wyatt, like during the COVID era, man.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you. Yeah. Yeah, that was dope. AJ Styles was saying they never did any retakes for that match. All that entire match was one attempt, and they never rehearsed it. They never went over what it was gonna do. So that's fire, man. That's dope. That's dope. Also, I'm gonna give you one more match from the pandemic era. I can't remember who the third person was, man, but it was a tag team match that was all singles competitors during the pandemic. At WrestleMania 36, it was Jimmy Uso versus Kofi Kingston. I can't remember who the third person was. It was a triple threat ladder match. That match was also pretty good. That's the match that had me look at Jimmy like, yo, Jimmy's actually a pretty good wrestler, man. Dang, I'm gonna have to look this up real quick because that's gonna drive me crazy. It was a triple threat ladder match for the tag team titles, but they had one person representing. That's the match in which I think Jimmy tore his ACL in that match too, but he finished the match. It was Jimmy, Kofi. Was it John Morrison? I can't remember who it was, man.
Wait, you sure?
Yeah, WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania 36. Or was it 37?
I'm looking at 36. It had been 37 then. Wait, no, you're right. It was a triple threat.
It was a triple threat ladder match.
Morrison, Jimmy Uso, and Kofi Kingston. Yeah,
I want to say John Morrison won.
Yeah,
John Morrison won that match. Yeah, that was a good match, man. So just giving y'all some matches, man. If y'all want to watch, that's underrated. That a lot of people don't talk about it. Mania. That it's a plenty of them out there, man. But just a few that y'all should check out for sure, man. I probably won't watch Triple H versus Booker T, but that's a story for another day. Man. Hey, and one last thing, we just chopping it up. Next week, I want.
Okay.
cross easy.
Move this at is Undertaker versus Randy Orton a classic match at Mania WrestleMania 21? Is that a classic?
I'd have to rewatch it before I give an opinion. Ask me that for
Next
next.
What's going on to my people out there that love and still watch wrestling? Welcome to this episode's This or That. Now, if you're new here, of course, you know this is a wrestling podcast. This is where I come up with a scenario, a question, categories, something wrestling related, and I want to get the fellas and yours take. So this week, seeing that we saw the news on KO tragic, get he's going to be out of Mania. He has to have a very serious surgery. Legit emotion. You can see the emotion on his face. You can see the emotion in the crowd. I want to know. I'm gonna limit this because going back, it may it might be a little tougher to think, but in the last 10 years, I want to know, fellas, what are some wrestling moments that truly got you emotional?
You want to go first, Willie, or you want me to go first? What do you think?
I'm really trying to think. Yeah, go first. I'm really thinking right now on this.
Easily number one, and I think we talked about this before early episodes, but easily Bianca and Sasha. I watched that match the other night and got teary eyed, man. That was a great moment, man. And I'm probably gonna get teary-eyed again when Naomi, and we didn't mention this. It's official. Shout out to Naomi and Jade, man. They're making history. They're the first women to have a singles match at Mania with no stipulations, no title on the line. That is absolutely major. So shout out to both of
Real?
them. Yeah, they're the first ones, man.
No title, no nothing, just a regular
It's
match?
a regular match, you
The
know?
women never had that. Any women's
That's
match,
insane. That's crazy.
yeah, any women's match. Think about it. The only one-on-one match that's ever happened at Mania, and I don't even think it was one-on-one. That wasn't for a title. Was the actual pillow fight match at WrestleMania
Yeah, the
19, dog.
lingerie pillow fights and whatnot. Yeah,
Every women's match has been for a title, whether it's the one-on-one anyway, one-on-one. Like everyone's been for the title, so this is the first one. No title involved, no stipulation involved. Just a one-on-one match based on a dope story, man. It's never happened before.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane, bro. That's what I've been talking about for the past years. The women's division is too talented for that, man. So shout out to them, but that's one. Definitely Kofi Mania on WrestleMania 35. I didn't get teary-eyed when he won. I got teary-eyed when I saw MVP
Yeah,
and
the clip. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
RIP Shot, man. When I saw that clip,
That's my number one right there, Shad. That Shad
yeah,
Gaspar tribute show.
yeah,
That's just because of how he passed, saving his son.
yeah,
That's my number one. I got truly emotional over that. That's my number
yeah,
one.
absolutely. And then
And Kofi's number two.
yeah. And I would say when Shawn Michaels retired the first time, and he stepped away from wrestling, that was nobody saw that coming, man. When he entered his back in the casket match, he had the like
That's way more than 10 years, but all right.
that, but that was oh, you said I'm sorry. He
Yeah,
canceled
that's
that.
way more
He
than 10
canceled
Oh, the
that.
years.
last 10 years?
It was last
Yeah,
10
the
years.
last 10 years,
But
yeah.
yeah, what Roman's speech about cancer.
I figured you was gonna say that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Roman
was
speaks
waiting on
about
that.
cancer, man. Yeah, easily. Yeah, Roman speaks about him actually having cancer. That's the only time. That's the only time during his reign that they cheered that man. You know what I'm saying? And then Seth coming out crying, man. That was major. Yeah, I don't, and it's crazy. It sucks because with Kevin Owens situation, I really think all of us was trying to figure out if this was real or not. So
Yeah.
we never even got a chance to be emotional until he was leaving out. And then as soon as he left out, Randy Orton's music hit. So we never really got a chance to like give Kevin his flowers, man. I feel bad for him for that. And apparently he was pissed because he felt like the news leaked. I didn't see that news, and I'm on the dirt sheets every day. Pause. Like I didn't see that. So I was legit trying to figure out if this was a hoax or if it was real, man. Yeah. Willie, what you got, bro?
I like Sasha Banks, Bianca. You didn't really like said the main ones, especially we're talking about in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like the one I was waiting to hear, but then once you heard the 10 years, I was going to say Ric Flair Shawn Michaels retirement match when Shawn Michaels super kicks him. He says, "I'm sorry, I love you," and then super kicks him. I got teary eyed watching that.
And I got CM Punk's return to wrestling. Now that right there is the epitome of what being a fan is all about. Just like the savior, the people that did we chanting his name for 10 years, like he finally came back to wrestling. And when his music hit in AEW, like it was like an explosion. Like, damn, this motherfucker really here. Like he's really back. You
I
see
don't think.
people in the crowd. That's you. I'm a CM Punk fan.
Yeah, no, I
That's
get it. I
me.
get it.
I'm a CM
Yeah.
Punk fan. And people in the crowd crying. Like when I see stuff like that, people can tease, but that's the reason why we watch wrestling. Like we are emotionally invested. Like that right there is like seeing, damn, dog, Jordan really came back to the game.
I think for me, I didn't necessarily get emotional because I was just waiting to see what was gonna happen. I think it was almost like for me, that was like Cody coming back to the WWE. Like that's a Cody moment. I still think that's Cody's number one moment, even over him winning the belt. When he originally came back versus Seth, man, that was crazy. And then another emotional moment was dang it just slipped my mind when you said that 'cause I was countering. But what was the moment I was thinking about just now? Oh, Edge when you said return, when Edge came back at the Rumble though.
Yeah.
That was dope
Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
cause you saw the tears in his eyes, man. I ain't really see no and I think just for me, like I ain't Punk was so overjoyed and so happy. You know
Oh,
what I
no,
mean?
he cried. There was tears.
I don't remember him crying. He cried. I ain't saying calling you. Okay.
Not move on, but they was saying like his eyes were welling up. Like you can see the emotion in his
Okay.
face. Yeah.
Okay. That was dope. I will say it was dope to see him get teary-eyed in that moment where they announced him as a main event. But yeah, when Edge came back, even though the W camera crew messed that up, but
They do that a lot.
they
They do
messed
that
it
a
up.
lot.
But yeah,
I still never forgive him for ruining AJ's interest in the Rumble, man. Still never forgive him.
the
Yep,
word
still,
phenomena
yeah.
popped up.
Yeah, they were just no, they were in the crowd, and then the crowd cheered, and then the camera went back to the entranceway. I'll still never forget him for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all I can think of right now in the past 10 years. I'm sure there's more that will,
I
you
didn't want
know.
to go back there because we'd have been here all day naming moments. I try to just give us a time frame. You know, as an adult, we get a little bit more emotional because we are in tune with our feelings and shit.
You know what else? I give you one more before we go, man. When R-Truth won at WrestleMania 40, man, I don't think I think a lot of people knew his
Climbing the
backstory.
ladder and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and him actually being the one to climb the ladder and them being the last ones to win. R-Truth, man, we always know him as a funny guy, but because he's so entertaining, we forget like the story of how he even got to WrestleMania 40 and him almost losing his leg and all that stuff, man. If anybody deserved that moment, that was him, man. Shout out to R-Truth, man. Uh, when I didn't get emotional the first time, but the second time, it's almost like the second time I watched Endgame. First time I was in game, man, get emotional, but when you know what's about to happen, it was like
Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, man, shout out to R-Truth, man. Uh, but yeah, man, this is the end of episode 32, man. Appreciate y'all locking in with us, man. As always, like and subscribe to the content. We on YouTube, we on Facebook, we on Instagram. So we're gonna be on more platforms soon. We got a special episode coming next week and the week after. But next week, man, we should be live on YouTube with the Kayfabe Cowboys. Shout out to them. And then we got another interview coming the week after. So we got some dope episodes of wrestling coming up as we are
Yeah, say
almost
we
here.
gonna have some dope shit coming. There you go, Steve.
As we are almost here to WrestleMania, man, and we will be live streaming for WrestleMania as well, man. The PTO is in. I am free, so we are good to go.
Me too. Everybody got to put in time. Me too. Look at Willie like I ain't cleared yet. Look at Willie. Look, is it clear yet?
Clear. I'm in the clear. So, with that being said, man, love y'all. Appreciate y'all as your support. Have an amazing week, and as always, man, thank you for still watching wrestling, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.